Hello, everyone. It's Paige here again for the client interview series. And today I'm with my client, or who I've just finished up with, Brian. And you're going to want to hear from him. And so he's going to share a little bit about his experience of working with me. Actually, I can take these off. His experience with working with me. So where he was, where he is now. And then I have a few questions for him as well about what it was like working with me. So I'm going to hand it over to Brian and let you just kind of tell us where you were when you came to me to work with me and what, you were looking to achieve and what you have achieved. So, and I'll just let you introduce yourself as well.
Very good.
Oh, yes. And this is Brian. We should say Brian's first time on video like this, right?
Yes.
So you're going to do great. So I'll hand it over to you. You can just introduce yourself and then answer the question.
Great. So my name is Brian, and I've been working with Paige for several months. And I got Paige's information from a very close friend. And so initially, initially I had some sort of personal problems. I was very blocking myself from being open with people. I was very, very self-demeaning in the way I, looked at my life. Sort of, I thought I wasn't very smart. I wasn't very successful. All kinds of stuff. I was a lousy athlete and musician. All this stuff. I was very self-demeaning, and I also had a lot of sort of subconscious brain activity going on from my childhood and past relationships and everything. So when I got Paige's information, I was a little wasn't sure if it would be a good thing to invest in. Paige did give me a document to read beforehand, and it was quite useful to inform me on what her process is. And so and then we did a sort of a 2-hour meeting before starting the process, and it was extremely good. I couldn't believe just our first meeting really helped me out. She really was able to see how I was behaving and like how restricted I was in being open. Like I wouldn't talk like this, several months ago. So just after that, our first meeting and looking at some of the subconscious mind things that I was going through, she helped me out, and it changed me right away. So I engaged with working with Paige for several months, and it's been very helpful. There was some work involved, and my goal was to improve my life and to be more open. And what Paige did, she helped me identify what things in my life like I want, that I need in my life for my life to be happy and relaxing. So we were able to, Paige was able to help me identify that stuff, and she helped me to attain that stuff. So it's been very good. I now feel myself as like, I'm not super pro or anything like that, but I'm not super stupid either, So I see myself more where I am and what I am. So, and I also suffered from judgment too. I always kept myself very in the back of conversations in any environment, because I was just afraid of opening up and being, adding comments or something for fear of being judged. But that's changed me quite a bit now. It's not that I'm coming out like jumping in front of everybody and it's my way or the highway. It's completely not it. It's just that I feel freer to give my opinion on stuff, especially at work or even with friends or anything. So and I do it complimentary to anybody, hopefully just adding positive things, typically, so that's another thing that's really changed me. So also musically, I've been a musician for most of my life. I'm a guitar player, and I was not very happy with my playing. I thought I was very poor, and just getting worse and worse. But I've changed the way I've looked at things. started taking lessons again too. So it's helped me out quite a bit. So I'm feeling a lot more engaged with what I'm doing. I'm more into playing again. So, but I must say, working with Paige has really helped me identify who I am, and really has helped me make my life more enjoyable, more relaxing. That is for sure. I encourage you to work with Paige. Yes.
Yeah, awesome. So, what did you like best about working with me? These are the questions that you don't know that I'm asking you.
Did like best? Well, I liked just working with you, because you're very easy to get along with. We get along very well. I really like the way you share your life experiences with me, and helps me understand what I'm doing. What my life experiences are. That's for sure. So I must say, I always felt a little worried about going to our meetings, I'll have to stand up and say all the stuff I'm afraid to talk about. But it never worked out like that, ever, like as soon as we'd start talking and working on stuff, it was just so easy. So I hope that was okay.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And what else do I have here for questions? Oh yes, this one. What hesitations, because you did have a hesitation about working with me. So what hesitations did you have about working with me?
Oh yes, well, first, who are you? What certification do you have? What experience do you have? Blah blah, like that. And also the approach of mindful or subconscious work. That was something I never really heard of or understood or not. But reading the articles that you gave me before we met, and then going through some of this stuff, it's like it really works. And it works quick. And you'll see in the articles that in the articles it says like you can make resolutions to your mental issues very quickly. It doesn't have to take months and years and everything. It can happen very quick, and it does. Like I was saying, after our first meeting, I had changed already. So
I know, yeah, it does happen really quickly, and yeah, you're another one who's living proof of that.
Oh, thank you.
I think you're my, sixth or seventh person that I've done the interview on. So yeah. We'll ask this one. What's the most important thing people should know about working with me?
Well, heck, is to be open, completely open with you, and honest, and because it's really you're being open and honest to yourself. So I think that's the most important thing, is to be open with you. I know when we first started, it was a little difficult to find out like what was going on with me, but we got it because I was open with you. I was answering all your questions purely. So
yeah, you were. It took a little bit for you to open up because, in the beginning and everything like that. And now you're just like, with me.
Yes, I wasn't talking like this.
No. So I'm so super proud of you. Like, it's so amazing to watch. It's kind of like a flower and kind of like blooming open and literally blooming open because you wanted to be more open, right? And you wanted to be able to share yourself, and you want to be able to communicate and just say your feelings without that fear of being judged. And the whole, you're a cyclist, you're a musician, and you're into geology and all of that, which is, and you felt a little bit like that was not a good thing, and now I
wouldn't tell anybody I'm into fossil hunting and looking at rocks. I have a background in that, but I wouldn't tell anybody that because it's like, that's very strange. It's very odd. But it's not. It's normal.
And interestingly enough, I have a very close friend, right, who is into geology. totally into rocks and crystals and all that, minerals or whatever you call them, right? So the last question that I'll ask is, if there were someone that was sitting on the fence, and they were like, what would you say to them about working with me or whatever, if they were just kind of deciding?
Well, good question. Well, you do a 2-hour meeting to start, right? So that opened me up, like to what you're all about. So, and the processes that you, so that's a good thing. So, like, I can see how good it is to work with you, but this subconscious things, working on subconsciousness is quite amazing. That technology or thing is it's really quite something. I knew nothing about it. I didn't really think it was going to amount to anything, but it went the other way. It amounted to a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah. And I'll share with people on that, because you've touched on it a couple of times, and people might be like, what is this subconscious thing? So it's like, so we have our conscious mind and our unconscious mind, or subconscious, right? And what a lot of people don't realize is that we run about, it's anywhere from 2 to 5% conscious. So we are actually aware of what we're doing. And 95% is unconscious, which is where all of our beliefs and values and patterns. So when you get around our age, like my age and up, you start to be able to see your patterns, and you don't know that they're patterns, right? You don't know that you have these limiting beliefs that are blocking you, or things from your past, like past experiences that have followed you into your adulthood. You're not sure, but through the process, which I think, which I know you experienced, was you got to see. And well, let's just share about the apartment building. I'll let you share about that.
Yes, that was very interesting. So my history, I come from very poor neighborhood. I come from a very poor family anyway, so I got a job, and now I will live in a good place. But every time I would be traveling down the road and I'd see a crappy old apartment building or something, the building was sending messages to me saying, you should not live in your nice condo, you should be living here. You do not deserve living where you do. You should be living in any crappy condo, any crappy apartment building or something. It was very strange. I had that feeling and thoughts for quite a long time. And working with you, we addressed that, and it's dissipated. It's gone. So.
Yeah, and it was interesting. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a very bizarre thing. It sounds bizarre. It is bizarre, believe me. So.
I think, and so when we were doing the breakthrough, right? When you told me that in the breakthrough, I was like, ooh, I was so excited, because I was like, we're gonna test this the next day, right? And so when we finished the release work, I said, hey, Brian, want you to go, because you could see a crappy condo building from where you're sitting right now. And I said, look at that building out there and tell me what you think. And you were surprised, right?
It dissipated. It wasn't sending me messages anymore. It's really true. It's like I don't even think, the thing is, I don't even think about that anymore. And I'm starting to forget about that. I had that. So I'm definitely not getting it. So it was really quite something.
Awesome. Well, I think that's, is there anything else that you want to add or anything like that?
No, if anybody watching this, I encourage you to work with Paige. She's very good, and the process is really amazing. So
awesome. Thanks so much, Brian.
My pleasure.
Obviously, I'm so happy to have you on here, and so grateful to have worked with you and getting to see you shine now and everything like that. So so that is it, and we'll just sign off for now. So hope you enjoyed, everyone. Awesome. Hang on.
Oh boy.